Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our third quarter membership meeting. We have all of the department chairs and specialists with us today. We also have our regional reps and national officers with us here today to give you a good idea of what's happening here at the union today, and also the hot topics for each department and what they want to convey to you. I want to remind you that this will be recorded. So you may see this on our website in a couple of days, so you don't have to furiously take notes. The PowerPoint will also be with the recording, but you may also take screenshots throughout the presentation if you want to have that on your phone today. First, and most importantly today, we want to talk about our picketing event that is going to be happening here next Tuesday, November 15th, from 11 to 1. At all 11 bases. Please join us. This is your opportunity to tell American, you are ready for a contract. We are ready for a raise. We are ready for more flexibilities. The employees here at American Airlines helped this company return to profitability, $483 million in this last quarter. So it is time for all of us to receive raises and better work rules. We are working today with thousands less flight attendants than we did in 2019, and we're back at the same number of flight hours that we were flying in 2019. You know this better than anybody else. Our staffing has been cut, we're working harder, we're more productive, and it's a lot less flexible than it used to be. So it's time for some changes here. We need a contract, we need a raise, and it's time for that to happen. Come out, please. Show up on the 15th and tell American it's time for a contract and it's time for us to get what we deserve. Next up, I'm going to have our contract action team lead talk about the picketing event and at the bases and the do's and don'ts about picketing. Alyssa?
You're on mute, Alyssa.
Don't forget to unmute yourself. This is the nerve.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. As duly introduced, my name is Alyssa, and I am your contract action team lead. On the slide right there, you will see a complete list of our 11 bases that we will be hosting picketing events in. The picketing event will be from 11 to 1 p.m. local base time. Take a screenshot of this information. If you see your base, you want to write it down, go right ahead. However, this graphic has been posted on our social medias, and it will also be going out in a hotline later this week. So this information will be recirculated. So don't feel like this is your one chance that you're going to see it. We currently have 918 flight attendants across our system signed up to picket. And that also does include some union siblings from AFA, TWU. We even have some retired pilots that are also going to be supporting us, and some other labor activists as well. So this is going to be an amazing show of solidarity and show of force within the labor movement, having these people marching beside us at all of our bases. We do have a little bit of like some do's and don'ts that will be on the next slide, just to kind of go over some know before you go when you do attend our picketing. We do want you to show up in uniform. We just ask that it is the uniform that you wear it as the company and the uniform standards are provided. Just for your own kind of like safety and protection, just don't wear your name bar, just because there will be media and we just don't really need any personal identifying marks on you. So just go ahead, don't wear your name bar, don't have a visible ID. Other than that, wear your uniform. We also want you to wear your union pin. We are going to have union pins at our picketing event. So if you don't have one, we'll be able to pin one on you. Also invite people, invite your families and friends, invite local labor leaders, invite local politicians that you would like to have standing by and supporting you. We will also have red APFA t-shirts available for flight attendants, and then also for your family and friends to wear, so that we're easily identifiable and we showing out really strong. We want you to engage with social media. Our Instagram handle is APFA Unity. So if you are attending at one of our picketing events, please take photos, share them on social, tag APFA Unity. We are getting a lot of attention actually from some media sources. So we want to show up and show that we are ready and we're ready for action. As far as don'ts, we ask that you do not speak to the media. We will have designated media spokespersons, which will be either a contract action ambassador for your base or your base leadership, so that would be your president or vice president. So please, no direct talking to the media. These people, your media spokespersons, have a list of bullet points, and so they know exactly what needs to be said. We also ask that you do not attend if you are on an IOD, FMLA, sick, any other kind of absence. This is for your own protection. We do not want the company coming back with anything saying, well, you were unable to go to work, but you were able to attend this slightly work-related event. We want you to err on the side of caution. This is for your protection. We appreciate your support and you wanting to be there, but there will be more events. This is just the first. And then a directive from the company asking who can and cannot participate. What we were told was do not cause delays or negatively impact company operation. If you are on a long sit in Charlotte, you are able to go out and participate in Charlotte's picket. But if you need to be ready to board the aircraft 35 minutes prior, please ensure that you are ready to board that aircraft. We do not want delays. Also been asked about people on standby or wrap. The same thing applies. Do not impact the operation. If you need to go on the picket line with your suitcase, please do it so that you're able to go ahead and make that call in. If you guys have any other questions, oh, I think it's the next slide. Oops, there we go. Contact info. You can email action@apfa.org. Asking any questions. I just ask that you give me your base as well, so that way I can go ahead and direct you to your contract action ambassador. You can also use my personal email, which is acovax@apfa.org. And then,
Thank you, Lisa.
oh, cool. Thank you. See you all on the 15th.
All right, next up is government affairs.
Hi, I'm Allie Malice. I'm a DC-based flight attendant and the APFA Government Affairs Specialist. Yesterday was a big day in politics. Some might call it the Super Bowl of politics. It was a day that Americans participate in the democratic process and exercise our right to vote, and essentially determine kind of what our future looks like. Midterm elections, which is the election between presidential years, typically have lower voter turnout. So how many people vote is really the critical factor in determining the outcome of this election. And usually only about 60% of Americans vote in elections, and some of our closest races are only determined by the 10th of a percentage point. So getting out to vote is a huge factor in what the future looks like. We don't have full results on yesterday's race, and we'll know more throughout the week. But we do know that in the House, we need 218 seats to control the House. It's still too close to call. And it's expected to flip to the Republican Party. However, the Senate is still really closely watched. Keep an eye on Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. And in Georgia, we might end up going to a runoff election, which means we might not know what the Senate looks like till after December 6th. Because in Georgia, it's required to have 50% of the vote for one candidate, and that might not be reached by later this week. And this, what really I want you to take away is why this is so important, why we stress voting and participating and staying informed. And it's because what happens, how we vote determines what we can accomplish in Congress in the coming years, and the control of the House and the Senate determine what issues we can work on and how we can help flight attendants and improve our profession. So this is not just about a voting majority on legislative issues, it's also about who's the chair of congressional committees, what hearings are held, who's invited to testify at those hearings, what federal judges are confirmed, and rule on labor law cases. Next year is a big year for aviation. Keep that in mind, 2023, the FAA reauthorization bill. And we'll have an opportunity to pass things that benefit flight attendants, such as a federal no-fly list that says cabin sensors that can detect view events in real time on our airplanes and set minimum and maximum temperature standards for reporting. So there's a lot that can help us next year. So stay tuned on the results of those elections one way or another. Flight attendants will feel the impact of this election. And last, I mentioned view events and real-time sensors. That's something that can definitely help our membership with when they're caught in a terrible view event. But we also have federal legislation that would help standardize reporting, and we need that data to tell the story of what's happening to our flight attendants. And that bill can help mandate that the FAA keeps that really standardized reporting of it, and also training that will help just prevent events from happening in the first place. When it comes to getting caught in a view event, IOD law varies from base to base because of state laws. But you can always reach out to IOD@apfa.org to help. But we also need you to help with the reporting. So you'll fill out a company service report, but we're also going to want you to tell us directly, and want to give you a preview that there's a new form that'll be coming to our APFA website in the coming weeks. So you can let us know exactly what's going on with you, and we can help you. Also want to remind you to fill out a cabin ASAP report. And if you need EAP assistance, you can also make sure that happens as well. So these are pretty terrible events that can happen to you. I know there's a lot of reports, but we want to make sure you have all the support you need, and that we can hopefully prevent these from happening in the future. So stay tuned for more on the political landscape at the end of the week, and reach out to legislation@apfa.org if you ever have any questions.
Thank you, Ally. And I will say, I know government affairs, safety, IOD, EAP are all working together on this. We want to make sure our flight attendants are taken care of. We've seen a lot of FEMA events, and that's pretty much the reason why we're starting to collect our own data on this. So thank you very much for working together, and we'll make this happen. All right, moving on to our contract chair.
Yes, I'm Jeff Peterson, APFA National Contract Chair, and just want to talk about a couple of contract and scheduling items. As Julie mentioned in the introduction, flight attendants are very frustrated with the lack of flexibility, and a lot of that is within the PBS bidding system as far as, well, more the award system. So we just want to make sure you are aware of where you can find resources as you start bidding tomorrow. On apfa.org, we have on the scheduling department page, there are multiple resources for PBS bidding, talking about target credit range, bidding checklists, et cetera. So we just want to draw attention to where that information is housed. And our technology team has worked really hard to make the PBS award files available on the APFA website. So you can look at those to see what people around your seniority are holding, and that might help guide your bidding a little bit better. We send out monthly hotlines talking about the PBS timeline, just so you are aware of the dates. We have sent out hotlines recently about coverage needed dates that just show you historically that might help if we're flight attendants to seniority of flight attendants who are held to specific coverage dates as far as force coverage. So those will help you during critical holiday months to kind of have an idea of where that might land again. We send out hotlines with explanation of PBS logic and how it affects your bids. So you can review those on the website as well. And we put those out new ones out every single month. And then bidding tips for both line holders and reserve strategies. Also on the company side, there are many resources on the flight service website, which you can get access to through JetNet. If you go to departments and then the flight service website, go to bidding and resources. And that's where that's how you can get to the crew change page through bidding and resources. And there's multiple guides and resources for PBS bidding there. And changing topics just slightly, it is still PBS related. We just want to remind you about the new holiday pay that we'll see for the first time this month. Section 3J has been modified to include 9 contractual holidays, 4 of which are this month in November: Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the Sunday following Thanksgiving, and the Monday following Thanksgiving. So just want to remind you of some of the items there. The holiday pay will pay on any segment flown that touches a holiday day, and that's based on either local station time or either the station time either departing or arriving. So for example, if you leave on Thanksgiving night on a 10-hour IPD trip that touches, you're leaving on Thanksgiving Day, and you arrive Friday morning at your IPD destination, the entire 10 hours would be paid the holiday incentive. So just wanted to remind you as you're bidding for, you're working on your November schedules and then bidding for December, the December dates are up there as well.
Jeff, I've got a quick question for you. So I'm looking at your slide. Wednesday before Thanksgiving has 1 turkey. Thanksgiving has 2 turkeys. Sunday following has 3. Is there any significance for us? This is, because they're all paid the same.
They're all
right?
paid the same. They're all paid the same.
I'm trying to look at January 1st and New Year's Day. That, I guess, that one is like, okay, after a long night, right? You're going to 100%.
Well, I didn't want to have all the same number of turkeys on every day, so just trying to create a little bit of variety in the chart. And actually, I forgot, I didn't move on to the next page that actually shows what I was speaking to as far as the specific rules for the application of the holiday pay.
I like the slides. They're really cute. I just was like, okay, there's 1 or 2 or 3. I guess, I was thinking Thanksgiving Day would be the big 4th turkey day, but I guess not.
That's gluttony.
Yeah. I will say also, Jeff, we have a hotline that's coming up today, I believe, on the 10-hour rest rule that will be implemented,
Yes.
starting December 2nd with any sequences that originate on that day. So please look for that hotline. This is long awaited. I feel like Ally and Jeff, we've been talking about this for years now, and finally it's going to be implemented here. We are still negotiating for better scheduled rest for layovers, and of course 10 hours behind the door. You'll see that in the hotline, but I just want to make everybody aware that hotline will be coming out today. And it's something that it will affect the bids a little bit for December due to, the buffers and obviously the change in what you can wait down to. So, okay, thank you, Jeff. And next up is the health chair.
Hi, I'm Kathy Sharp. I'm your APFA National Health Chair. Today I just wanted to go over a few top questions we get. Sort of trying to show you a process. We receive calls daily on FMLA, on how my hours are calculated, how many hours do I actually need for FMLA. I put this in the slide, this information slide is also housed on JetNet in your My View. You can click on it, it tells you if you can't get a screenshot of it. And so if you doubt that your FMLA hours have not been credited, or you can request an audit. It's aps.support@aa.com, and they can audit your hours. And once again, when requesting a family leave or medical leave, you're going to go to JetNet Team Member Services, Leaves and Returns, click the flight service folder to create a new case. If you're eligible for FMLA, they will auto-designate your FMLA on the leave. You're not required to request a leave, and if you don't want to use your FMLA, if your absence is under 20 days, just as a reminder, you will receive attendance points associated with the time that you're calling out. Another big topic is how many months do I have active benefits while on medical leave? We currently, in our policy, have 12 months of subsidized benefits. That means you're paying the active rate for if you're on an unpaid leave for 12 months. After that, you transition to COBRA. And people always want to know, when am I going to get, how am I going to pay for my benefits? You're going to be direct billed for your benefits once you go unpaid. Any questions about billing and coverages, contact the Benefit Service Center. They have the number 800-447-2000. Also, big question is, how do I go about finding plan coverages, providers, billing discrepancies with your insurance carrier? On the back of your insurance card, there's the number for Accolade. They can assist with all these issues. A very good resource. Just as a reminder, I'm sure we're all aware that American Airlines and American Public Life enrollment has closed. Our new voluntary union supplement coverage carrier, insurance carrier, is American Public Life. They can be reached at 833-228-5034. We also have a prompt in the APFA phone tree where you just click that before you get to help. I think it's 3 in 1. And then you can reach them at csm@apfaservice.com. They have designated representatives who will assist you. Due to the high volume and interest in the new union benefit, we're going to have another open enrollment in March.
Thanks, Kathy. And I just want to add in, negotiations, we are trying to increase that 12 months of benefits to 3 years.
Yeah.
So that is what the credits have, and we feel definitely we should have the same side.
Definitely needed in our contracts. It's a policy and that's at their discretion.
All right, moving on to IOD.
Hi, I'm Belia Pexon, and I'm the National IOD Chair, and today I'm going to go over workers' comp with long-term disability, MetLife. It is a benefit that's available to anyone who is actually covered under the MetLife policy, which is an optional coverage. It is really important to file your LTD claim as soon as possible. It's usually best to file it on the date of injury. You have 12 months to file it, so it is important to file it as soon as possible. And you can contact MetLife by calling 888-533-6286 and select option 2. LTD benefits begin at the end of 4 months of continuous disability or when your salary continuance ends and your sick bank is depleted, whichever comes later. If your benefit is approved, you will receive a minimum benefit unless your workers' comp plan changes to an unpaid status. Then you would get 50% of your monthly base salary and 71 hours. And the disability will end if you return to work or if you reach the 20.
Okay, thank you, Belia. Okay, moving on to safety.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew Reinhardt. I'm the interim safety and security department chair. Crew member remains a hot topic. We have a survey out right now that was to collect data on the random screenings that we were going to use to advocate to the TSA to lower the percentage of randoms. That was supposed to end today. However, we decided to keep it open so that we can continue to collect that data month over month. So please fill that out. And when doing so, I know some have had it where they feel like it happens every month. We're just looking for a generic block of days. Times you were randomly selected on those days. They're planning to do a test. The company is about pre-positioning wheelchair passengers for boarding, and this is only taking place in both Miami and Phoenix. So we have seen it happening in other stations. This contradicts we've been told that they wouldn't do this. This is a bad experience for wheelchair passengers. Also not safe. Should this happen to you on a flight that you're working, and especially if it's not happening in one of the bases, Miami, Phoenix, where they're planning to test it, make sure to report this to the cabin ASAP, SIRS, and then send an email to safety@apfa.org detailing the event, and so we can have that for all records. And please do not allow this to intimidate you into violating contractual boarding times.
And Andrew, this is not something that APFA has agreed to.
Correct.
Okay, and some reporting trends that we've seen, just some safety reminders. After the safety demonstration is over and the compliance checks have been completed, there's aircraft movement on the surface, especially if you're on an A321 where you have 3 LNR, 4 LNR. We don't like those seats. I don't like those seats. But when there's movement on the surface, those doors need to be manned. So please, if that is a position that you are working, directly go to your jump seat and be there for your doors in case of an emergency. And make sure all compartments, galley closets, carts are stowed and locked before we push back. And please refrain from using the personal electronic devices while on the jump seat, especially in passenger review. It's not only an FAR violation, it's also a violation of the company's key. And for any and all safety concerns, best place to submit a report would be cabin ASAP. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next up is our ACT-ARC.
Hello, everyone. My name is Barrington Johnson. I'm the ACT-AR specialist. ACT-AR stands for Aviation Rulemaking Aviation Training Committee. As you can see, we're just busy away. We've completed our process of the de-escalation training, and now we're working on All Wheels Up, which is basically to help our disabled passengers have a very good traveling experience on board, not only American Airlines, but throughout the commercial carriers. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrington. All right, moving on to our hotel department.
Hello, everyone. Michael Mulwell, National Hotel Chair. Today, I want to talk about some resources we have to find your hotel layover, transportation, and information. On the slide below, you'll see a screen grab of Crew Portal. On the screen grab of Crew Portal, you will see on the far left is an example of where HIHTL information is located. You'll see the hotel on the left and your transportation provider on the right with that double arrow. We bring this up because this information on HIHTL is attached to your sequence. Now, there's a little icon to the far right that has been brought to our attention many flight attendants have not touched. So while on Crew Portal, if you select that paper icon, it will pull up HIDIR. What is that? Think of DIR as directory. It is a directory of all the contracted and allocated hotels that American Airlines Hotel Contracts team utilizes. So when we do site reviews and market inspections, these are the hotels that APFA is mutually acceptable, approving the company to use. We bring this up because there could be a discrepancy between your hotel information on the left where you see HIHTL and information on the right that says HIDIR. So think you're in an IROP or you see a relocation email sent out, say Boston, there's the Boston Marathon, the hotel might have to get changed. You will see a mutually acceptable like property located on HIHTL. When you click this icon on the far right, you will not see that relocation hotel. The reason being is it is not a contracted property. So just be aware of when there is an irregular operation, an event, a relocation, say a hotel catches on fire, which we hope not to have, floods, you might see a hotel that you're not familiar with in the directory of properties. So just be aware when you're on Crew Portal that you have access to both of those. Right here now, we're going to jump over to CCI. This slide right here is HIDIR. Again, think a directory of contracted properties. So we get many inquiries of, I want to know where we stay in Charlotte. You can simply go here, type in the airport code, and you'll see a Rolodex of every contracted and approved property. There's pertinent information such as where the pickup location is, hotel address, and also phone numbers. All those blue phone numbers are hyperlinks. So if you're on any device that you're accessing CCI, you can touch that phone number and speak with the hotel. Now here is your HIHTL, which was an actual replacement of the hotel limo assignment on your CCI. So you can see in order to get your hotel information specifically, so again, think of an IROP or an irregular situation, you put in your flight number, your date, your departure station, and you will see at the top your allocated hotel, and then below is that also that directory of hotels. So we just wanted to bring this to your attention that when you are using these tools, this is the discrepancy and the information and differences between both.
Thank you, Michael. Okay, next up is EAP. Marcus, you're up.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcus Riccardi. I'm your new APFA EAP National Specialist. November 1st, we kicked off our brand new EAP department. The goals of the new EAP department is to ensure confidential assistance to you, our flight attendants and families, make it easily accessible to the program. We made the new structure is a base-centric model, and we have a total of 24 peer flight attendants, trained flight attendants who volunteer their time in your base who are committed to serving all APFA members in 3 areas. The first area is EAP, Employee Assistance Program, which we provide emotional support and assistance to flight attendants and their families. APFA EAP can offer flight attendants peer support in addition to assessment and referrals. Another area would be professional standards. We operate as a self-help aid among flying partners by providing conflict resolution strategies to those in need. Flight attendants are encouraged to contact the APFA EAP Employee Assistance Program rather than requesting action from the company. Another area would be FADAP, our Flight Attendant Drug and Alcohol Program. And you can access the critical incidents response team through our 800 number as listed on the slide. If we can go to the next slide, please. This is the web page for the Employee Assistance Program. I would like to invite you to this website for more information on EAP. Also, we provide additional resources such as help with retirement information, critical incidents, direct you to phone numbers for Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, help with resources with domestic violence, so on and so forth. And also on our website, we have a list of all of our EAP reps in your base throughout the system. And you may also contact them directly, and their numbers are listed on the website. But we encourage you to use our 800 number. That is 833-214-2002. And I will then hand it over to Deb McCormick to introduce you to FADAP, Flight Attendant Drug and Alcohol Program. Next slide.
Hi, my name is Deb McCormick. I am the co-chair for the APFA EAP, as well as the national coordinator for the Flight Attendant Drug and Alcohol Program. This is real quick. This program is open to all flight attendants as well as their family members. Should you have questions about substance use, or if you are somebody that might be struggling or a family member, you can access a peer directly by calling the toll-free number 855-333-2327, as well as visiting our website at www.fadap.org. Thank you.
Next up is the DE&I committee, and we have Chadwick.
Hi, I'm Chadwick Calhoun, co-chair for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. I just want to share with you, October 13th, the committee had an opportunity to visit the Latino Cultural Center, followed by a terminal walk at DFW in support of Hispanic Heritage Month. And we're going to continue this next February. We're going to visit Washington, D.C., where we're going to celebrate Black History Month by visiting the National Museum for History and Culture for African Americans. And then Phoenix will be visiting in March in celebration of Women's History Month. And also want to let you know about our meeting tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we'll be discussing creating equity within APFA and holding management accountable towards that end as well. If you want to join us, please reach out to us at dei@apfa.org so we can get you going to.
Thanks, Chad. Okay, next up is retirement.
Okay, in the APFA retirement department, we get a lot of calls from people who know that they are ready to retire. And that's probably most of the work that we do, and we're happy to help them out and give them the resources that they need. However, we also get calls from people who feel like retirement is their only option for various reasons. And guess what? We don't always just push people out the door. If somebody's thinking retirement is their only option because they're dealing with some stressful situations at home, perhaps they are caring for a sick, spouse or an elderly parent. Maybe they're dealing with personal health issues or the aftermath of an IOD. Perhaps they're grieving the loss of a loved one. These are people that feel like, hey, I'm
running into some attendance issues and I have to retire, that's my only option. Well, guess what? There are potentially other options for a lot of these people, and part of what we do in the retirement department is make people aware of these options if they're not yet able to retire. So some of the options, if you're trying to decide whether you're ready to retire or not, you should always make your service manager aware of your situation. Now, you don't want to give them personal medical information, but you do want to let them know that there's something going on that may be causing you to have attendance issues and so on, because if they don't know, they can't help you tap into the resources that are available with the company. Sometimes flight service managers are really good about helping you tap into those resources, sometimes not so much. So your attendance manager and your flight service manager, you should let them know if you're having issues. Another resource for you is always your APFA-based reps, because if you are having attendance issues, they can help you go in and they can help, make the flight service manager aware of your situation and help negotiate on your behalf. So you need to reach out to both of them. Also, APFA has an EAP department. A lot of people like to reach out to the APFA EAP department before they reach out to the company EAP department. The company also has an EAP department, and both of these departments are available 24/7 if you need to tap into those resources. APFA Health, IOD, and EAP departments are all there for you, as well as the retirement department if you need to access any of this information. And also, we've just got a little list of other possible resources that you can tap into that a lot of people aren't aware if they're having a personal issue at home, that, hey, maybe if I'm stressed out because I'm caring for my ill spouse, a therapist might say, I don't need to be working right now. In that situation, I might be able to use my own sick time. So I could use paid sick leave. I could use unpaid sick leave. Now, keep in mind, for both of these, you would need to get substantiation from a medical professional after 21 days. And then there's also long and short term disability, perhaps family leave, state disability. So a lot of these things we're talking about today in various departments kind of overlaps. We're not always just talking about health or IOD or retirement, but we help each other out and getting people where they need to be and helping them figure out the solutions that are best for them.
Thank you, Kim. Moving on to our National Ballot Committee Chair.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Brooks. I'm the National Ballot Committee Chair. And speaking of elections, the E word, we are already moving into our next set of elections for 2023, the base representative elections. Believe it or not, it's kicking off already next month, December 19th. The Willingness to Serve will open on the APFA website. January 18th, 2023, the Willingness to Serve will close at 10 a.m. Central. Following that Willingness to Serve close, we'll announce the duly elected as well as the bases and positions that will be having elections. Ballots will be mailed out February 7th, 2023 for the base in which you will be based in March, or the ballot count date. So if you have a transfer in, especially with some movement with San Francisco, stuff like that, bear in mind you will receive the correct ballot for your base as of March, the ballot count date. And that's going to be March 9th, 2023. And we're excited because we'll be able to, with all the restructuring we've done here at headquarters, we'll be able to hold that ballot count here at APFA headquarters, which will be able to provide a pretty significant cost savings. Our vendor will be able to help us with that here. Just a few quick reminders. Now is a great time to ensure that your address is up to date, your phone number, your email with APFA. You can do that on the website. It's very important. It reduces the need to reach out at a later time for another ballot because maybe it went to an old address. So just make sure your address as well as your dues. It's important to make sure if you plan on submitting a willingness to serve to run for a position or to submit your ballot, you have to be a member in good standing. So now is a great time to check that out. Make sure your address is up to date, your dues are up to date so that you can participate. It's one of the most essential parts of being an APFA member, is having a voice in who represents you, as well as any future contract. When that time comes around, it's really important. Just a quick blurb for those of our colleagues in San Francisco as you begin to transition early next year to your next phase. We'll have a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on to make sure you, if you do choose to step up and submit a willingness to serve, that that's for the correct base. So just make sure when you submit that, you're welcome to do that for your new base. And then when ballots are mailed, make sure you receive your correct ballot. And then just later in the spring, we'll have an election for ad hoc, our executive committee place number 1 and 2. So in January, those willingness to serve will come out, and then at the spring convention, we'll be electing those positions as well. So stay tuned for more information from us.
Thank you, Adam. Okay, moving on to the SBA department.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Bader, one of your regional representatives. Here to give a quick update about our November QSBs. And for those who don't know what QSBs is, it stands for Quarterly Systems Boards. We have quarterly arbitrations with the company to settle your grievances. However, the company has taken an unprecedented step and telling APFA that they get to determine which cases will be arbitrated and which will not. As you see the numbers on the screens, those 89 cases, those are your grievances that the company is refusing to hear, refusing to settle. So we are working through the management grievance that the company filed this summer, trying to stop APFA from moving forward with these cases. We are diligently working with that with our legal department. Some of these 89 cases that are sitting out there have to do with the PBS vaccine requirements, issues with red flag pay, required attendance meetings, LCs with FMLA, COVID points when you're out for more than 5 days, early boardings, and the uptick in employee vehicle damage or the employee lots at airports.
Everyone, my name is Robin Walters. I'm also one of your regional representatives. In addition to what Nick spoke about, the quarterly system board grievances, we also have quite a few outstanding presidential grievances. These are grievances that affect the flight attendant body as a whole. On the screen, you can see quite a few that have been filed before 2020. There is the status of which all of these are waiting to be heard. And then we have ones that are already scheduled to be heard. So for a few reasons, due to the management grievance, some of these are waiting for that, but we have a current presidential grievance actually being heard today at APFA headquarters. This is the co-parent grievance that was filed back in 2018 that is being heard today and tomorrow. Moving forward, we have some that are scheduled for December, February, next year in February, May, and June, and then we do have a few that are waiting to be scheduled by the company. So when we have updates for you regarding the outcome of the grievance this week and going forward, we will continue to update those on our APFA website under the SBA, which is the System Board of Adjustment Department.
Great, thank you, Robin and Nick. Okay, we're moving on to our treasurer, and he's going to give us an update on dues.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Harris, the National Treasurer here at APFA. Just an update on the dues collection process that we are following today in Section 35F of the JCDA, well, our policy manual, Section 2 will outline the process for collecting dues and arrears. We have sent out since September 6th, we've sent out 75 alert letters. 38 members have responded or paid. An alert letter is a letter that is sent to you if you are in dues arrears after 60 days. You have 30 days to pay your past dues amount, your termination. That process has been going and it is ongoing. As everyone already knows, we have over 7,000 members in arrears. The goal is to get that all collected before April. It's a big project that we're working on, and the best advice I could give is to make sure that your email address is correct by going to the apfa.org website. Also, Pay Online is a great place to check if you are in dues arrears. check your balance. I strongly encourage everyone to do that. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to the dues department at dues@apfa.org. As Adam said earlier, it is important that you remain in good standing when it comes to elections and voting on a contract. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. All right, next up is Paul Hartzler, our communications chair.
Everybody, Paul Hedrick, National Communications Chair. Just wanted to give you some quick updates about what's going on. We had the fall board of directors meeting here at APFA headquarters, October 30th. We sent out a pretty comprehensive recap about what went on there, along with a lot of the PowerPoint slides for you. And that's just a little bit to supplement the meeting minutes that will be out 30 days after the meeting, so you can kind of an idea what went on at that board of directors meeting, not necessarily have to wade through the minutes. As I said, which will be out just about a month later. So you can look for that. That was October 30th it was sent. A lot going on in the communications department. Look for a negotiations update. I believe it's negotiations update number 19 will be in your inboxes and today, tomorrow, depending on when we get the finishing touches on that. So look for that, especially before the picketing. You'll be able to know exactly where we are in negotiations in different sections. Of course, you can also go to the negotiations website section of apfa.org, which will have updates, the most up-to-date information for you as well. The slide currently on the screen, just wanted to give you a QR code for our APFA Instagram. For those of you who struggle to keep up with your emails, like many of us do in this day and age, and maybe you missed a hotline, we have a great team that's keeping our Instagram account updated with everything that goes on. There's links to hotlines. There's things that are going on in the labor movement, not just in the airline industry, but in other industries as well, which is so important to keep track of and to stay involved with. I just want to give a great shout out to everyone that's working hard on our social media team. We really upped the followers. It's the wave of the future, and I'm so happy that we have a big presence there now. It's going to keep growing. Big thanks to the contract action team for people that are out there. We have so much going on with picketing, working on a hotline for you this weekend, which will give you the information you saw earlier with the picketing locations and times. That's also obviously already on social media if you want to see it there. But our contract action team is doing an amazing job getting your picket signs ready, getting all the swag that's going to be at your bases for you when you guys show up. So kudos to them. I know it's a really, really difficult job. They're doing a great job, and I'm very thankful and grateful for them. So APFA Instagram right there is a QR code to the right, or you'll see the contract action team sign up. We're always looking for more people to help out. We're happy to have you all, and we will see you all next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you everyone here at the table today for the information for our membership. Hopefully that helps them with their jobs a little bit easier. Last slide up, and if we could go to that. Just this is a reminder again about our picketing event that is November 15th. This is next Tuesday. Please show up. It's from 11 to 1 at your base. There is the list of bases at the beginning of the PowerPoint that we showed you, and we'll have that on our website. But please, it's really important that we see everybody out at this picketing event on Tuesday. Thank you again for your time, and fly safely.